Have you heard that real estate prices are falling, especially in San Diego? Well, we're going to cover that today in our market update. My name is Rachell Lara, San Diego Realtor and real estate expert. My mission is to give you all the information that you need so that you can confidently make real estate decisions for you and your family. And so I think we should get through this pretty fast. And so the answer, September, we had just come off of our high. Or August, we had just come off of our high. The high was 875 as far as the median sales price in San Diego for San Diego County, which was the all-time high. And so August, we closed out at 850. And drumroll, is the price, our price is lower? The answer is not really. 860. So 860 was the median sales price in September. So if we lined all of the houses up that sold in September, in the middle of all of that is 860. So half of the houses were above 860 and half of the houses were below 860. And for our condos, that's for single family homes, so condos, attached homes, townhomes, those kinds of things. The median price for August ended at 560, and the median price for September was 565, which is higher. So the quick answer is sale prices are not really lower. They're I like to say they're softening. So we'll get into why that is. One of the biggest reasons right now that we have for such a tight market that is really putting a lot of upward pressure, new listings is down. We have less houses coming to market still. Now, normally we do have a slowdown where the real estate market, even though we don't have snow on the ground or anything like that to prevent people from seeing houses, people do like to take this, hopefully move before school starts or when the holidays come. So, but you know, I bought my first house Christmas Eve is when we closed. So there's still people moving in and out, but it is slower. So we see less listings coming on the market. We see less pending sales because there's less houses to sell. And then we see less closed sales because there's less houses to sell. I feel like we're going to go through this pretty quickly today. Lower inventory. So 2 years ago in September, we had roughly 5,500 houses, and now we have less than 2,000. So that is substantially different comparing the same months. Now, days on market, and this is what we're saying, it's softening. If we were seeing with less houses, and if things were staying current with the demand, we would not be seeing these. It's not a significant difference. Last month, I think we were 20 days. This now we're 21 days. So it's not a significant difference. The lowest we were at is 17 days on market. So there's not a big shift in any way, right? There's just a little bit of a softening. And now if you're over 2 million, you're over 30 days on market. And then if you're at 5 million, you're close to 90 days. So everything else is under that month. Now, as we get closer to on the lower side as well, it starts to creep up and it's almost a month long, but as the average days on market, but for the most part, under 3 weeks. Month supply of inventory. A balanced market is between 5 and 7 months of inventory. That means there's not too much pressure on buyers or sellers. And here we are on the condo side, we're getting close to half a month, right? We're inching down, and you can see, I don't know if you remember, on the condos, they're still going up a bit. They're at the highest price they have been, and this is one of the reasons why, right? There's hardly any to sell. median sales price, we've talked about that, and you can see like historically we have on average it's like 4% appreciation, and then this is the beginning of, this is January, and we see that steep run up, especially in the single family homes, whereas the condos have been a little more gradual, and that's why they're still coming in behind and showing stronger sales each month. Now, median price is not the median price everywhere, right? And so and this is how to read this. It's a little confusing, but I wanted to kind of give us a little perspective. North County Coastal was up this month over last, but is down from its high. That's what that second down arrow means. Now, Coastal South was just going up and up and up, and that's the area from La Jolla to Point Loma. That experienced the first time going down. Still, 2 million is significantly higher than where it started out the year, but it's the first time that's been very strong and increasing quite a bit. So it was interesting to see it go down. Now, North County, which is the biggest area from Fallbrook to Borrego and Escondido, that high median sales price was $825, and that's the highest that it has been. So while some places are going down, there's other places, depending, that are the median price is still going up. Everybody else is pretty much down overall now, are down from last month. The Metro Uptown area, which is Mission Hills to like Del Cerro, that is up from last month but down from its high at 885. So that's a look of, while the median price is at that 850, it's significantly different, or it's 860 this month, sorry. It's significantly different depending on where in San Diego you are. Now, the highest priced homes that sold, there was 20 houses that sold for over 5 million. There was actually 21 according to the MLS, but somebody, instead of saying a house sold for 450,000, they added some extra zeros, and so it was showing up as sold for 450 million, which was not correct. So that was skewing everything off. So there was 20 houses that sold for over 5 million. 11 were over 6 million. The highest being at that 14 million point 5. Now, the lowest priced homes that sold, now the 87, there was 41 that sold under 500,000. So that's 41 single family homes. I'm not including condos in this number, that sold under 500,000. 11 that were under 400,000. There was one that sold at the top of our list that sold for the 8750. That was a manufactured home, a mobile home that was mislabeled. The lowest price single family home that actually sold was 105, and it was for a fixer in Borrego Springs. The lowest price house that sold in San Diego proper, or was in the 92114 in Canto area, that was sold at 385. And there was one in 92105 that sold for 400,000. And I believe both of those were under 1,000 square feet. Yeah. Yeah. Those were actually closer to 696 in the 700 square feet range. That's one of the reasons why they are so low, right? There's obviously also needed to be fixed up. And this one's a little bit out of order, but you know, at the height, we were at like 105% of list price. And now we're at 104. Again, another indication that there's just not as much demand, even with the lower inventory. We're not going above or as far above as we were before. Now, this is still significantly higher. There's only been, since 2012, there's only been one other time in the mid 2013s where we were above 100% of list price. So you can see long term, this is definitely a strong indicator, but not nearly as strong as it was. Distressed sales, we had less distressed sales, so 163 is less than we had previously. And then we were actually up on closed sales, and I think that was just catching up. So I would assume that next month we will be less on closed sales again because there's just not as much inventory. Now, one key thing I'll just let you know, with that is downtown currently had 9. That's been kind of our biggest plays, not biggest percentage wise, because the backcountry, if they get one distress sale and they only sold 5, so that it's a high percentage. But currently, out of the 118 places for sale in the downtown area, 9 are distressed, and they've had 109 distressed sales close in the last year. Other places, we have Rancho Bernardo East at the 92128, and Oceanside North, the 92057. They both had about 55 houses sell over the last year, and then Mission and Pacific Beach also had quite a few at 48. So they're definitely kind of all over the place, not one area in particular. I think we saw quite a few of the ones downtown because while downtown is primarily condos, and that market was falling behind on the other ones, and people were wanting to move out of downtown and get more space. So the next biggest thing to talk about are what we're really it's going to make a difference, because we've been talking for a while about how inventory is low and it's not getting very much better. Interest rates. So interest rates did go up, and they're probably going to go up a little bit more. And with that, there's a change in what people are able to afford or what their monthly payments are going to be. So with the interest rate going up, right now it's about 3.25, and of course there's a lot of variables in that: your credit, how much you're putting down, what kind of loan, are you paying points? So there's a lot of variables in that, but 3.25 is where the current indicator. And so if you were buying that median priced home at $850 was easier than the new $860, your monthly payment, again approximately, would be $3,741. Now with that, and that's at 3%, with that interest rate going up to 3.25, that same house is now going to cost you around $90 more per month. Not a big change, right? But it is a difference. That's definitely like a dinner out, or Now, if your high, like what you were planning on paying, was $850, now the change in purchase price is $829. So that's where it's a little bit different, right? So if you could afford $850 before, now you can only pay $829. And that, I think, is where we've been talking about how prices may be changing. And yes, prices, with interest rates especially, prices will change. but you might not be getting that much more house, right? You now, if when interest rates go up, you're not going to be able to pay as much, and but you're still going to be having a similar monthly payment depending on how that works, right? So with that being said, affordability has gone down, especially because we've recently seen an upward pressure on interest rates, and also the median price went back up a little bit, so affordability has gone down slightly. And then this is just a general look over the market, which we've already gone over and talked about. And oh, see, this is what happened. So what does this mean for you? I changed this slide somewhere else, so I'm just going to let you know. If you are a buyer, well, the overall message is, if you're going to do something, it will probably be best to do it now rather than put it off. So if you're going to buy, it's probably a good time to buy, because while there's less houses on the market, there seems to be a little less demand, so it might be not as competitive. You're not going to have to waive all contingencies to get an offer accepted. If you are a seller, it's a good time to sell. Prices are still at almost the all-time high, and if you wait longer and interest rates go up, then what's that going to do to the prices? We just saw affordability, so it might be some downward pressure on those prices. So if you're those two, it's great. Do it now. If you're a homeowner, if you were thinking about refinancing or what, sure, you might have already missed the boat on that. So depending on where you're at, you would have to probably be in the higher fours or maybe mid fours in order to make it work, or make it so that, unless you were going down to a 15-year loan. If you wanted to go to a 15-year loan, it would probably still be a good time for you. Otherwise, very specific call and we'll get you set up to have those questions answered, but you might have missed it for right now, and we'll put you on an alert in case interest rates do go down again. So that is what it means to you, even though my screen is blank. If you have any real estate questions about the San Diego real estate market and where prices are going or any of that, put it in the comments. And then if it's not related to the market, I'll also be doing other kinds of videos as well. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you for watching the whole thing. I really appreciate it. I know not everybody loves numbers as much as I do, but it's pretty interesting. It can be. So thank you for being with me, and have a great rest of your day.